Hi, we're Derek and Jonathan, and if you're thinking about or planning an Alaskan cruise, then you've come to the right place.
We went on a 7-day cruise through Norwegian in July, and we want to share our experience and an itinerary with you so you know what to expect.
So stay tuned, and if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button so you can follow us in real time.
For now, here's Alaska.
So, if you're planning a cruise, you have a lot of options when it comes to cruise lines. Nearly every cruise line offers a trip to Alaska.
Yeah, like Carnival, Celebrity, Holland, Disney, Norwegian, Royal.
All of them.
All of them.
The itineraries are all mostly the same, so go with the cruise line that works for you.
We cruised Norwegian and chose a 7-day itinerary that went out of Seattle that ended up at Dawes Glacier. We also heard that the Glacier Bay itinerary is just as awesome.
Most Alaska cruises start in either Vancouver or Seattle, so plan to take the most out of your time in that city before or after your cruise. We chose to leave out of Seattle.
From great food to amazing architecture and museum, there's plenty to do and see in Seattle before you cruise.
We spent time exploring Pike's Place before our cruise, which is a famous outdoor market. You get to see the fishermen at Pike Place Fish Market throw the fish back and forth. It wasn't really clear why they were doing it or what the purpose was, but it was pretty cool to see.
There are more flowers for sale here than we've ever seen anywhere else, and it isn't even possible to eat all the incredible fresh and local food you find here.
You get 1 day at sea on this itinerary, so it's really your only opportunity to enjoy the amenities on the ship. So if you cruise Norwegian, we highly recommend you upgrade to the Vibe Beach Club once you get on the ship. It gives you access to like a private deck where you have your own hot tubs, you have your own bar, your own bartender.
We really enjoyed this area, especially the day that we got to see the glacier. We had our own private viewing deck while the rest of the ship was kind of packed around the balconies.
Around the pools. Yeah, and bartenders were giving us food service and drink service.
Oh, we even got little blankets. It was pretty cute.
It's really worth it. A couple $100 a person, I think it is. It's really worth it.
Our first stop was Sitka, which is located within the Inside Passage. There's a rich history here that dates back thousands of years.
From Sitka, you can easily see Mount Edgecumbe, which is a giant stratovolcano out in the distance. It's really cool.
We only had a few hours in Sitka, so we explored the city from the port.
It looks like current itineraries have you there from like 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So in that case, we definitely recommend trying to get an excursion while you're there. We really only had like 2 or 3 hours, so we didn't do much, but there's a lot to do if you're there. Next, we visited Juneau, Alaska's capital city.
Yeah, and this port is from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., so expect an early morning.
We took a cab right out of the cruise port to Mendenhall Glacier, which was about a 25-minute ride. We spent the day there. It was really cool. You get to hike to the glacier, and then we made it back just in time for lunch on the ship.
We highly suggest doing this excursion on your own instead of doing it through the cruise ship. We were already at the glacier by the time cruise buses showed up at the visitor center.
So this is the big event.
On the same day you visit Juneau, you will cruise into the Endicott Arm, which is a giant fjord, which then ends at Dawes Glacier.
The front of the ship is accessible at this time and crowded. So this is really, again, where we'd suggest getting that Vibe Beach Club and upgrading. You'll have that whole deck to yourself while everyone else is packed around either the front of the cruise ship or the pool area. The cruise ship does a full 360-degree turn, so no matter where you are on the ship, you will get a good view of the glacier and like all the surrounding area. It's a great experience, so like plan to be outside and ready to take pictures that afternoon.
It's beautiful. So the one regret we do have is not booking the Glacier View excursion, which is directly through the ship. We usually don't book through the through the cruise
We're
ship.
very anti-excursions.
But once we saw that the ship goes all the way to the face of the glacier, we were so jealous.
We saw this tiny boat. It's a tiny boat that goes and takes you to the glacier. And like from this tiny boat, you see these giant icebergs over you.
Yeah.
Like, immediate FOMO. You still get a great view from the cruise ship, but they go up to the glacier.
Yeah.
So you can see icebergs calving off, and like it's got to be a great experience.
It has to be.
Plan ahead to do it, because I'm pretty sure that one books up fast. But if
Absolutely.
there's any excursion you do, it should be that one.
We don't have much footage from this port.
Icy Strait Point, while beautiful, is a cruise destination that's only open to the public when there's a cruise ship in port. It's not a real live city. So there you can expect all your normal cruise ship stuff, like zip lining, kayaking, some limited hiking trails. It's really an opportunity to spend some money. So we didn't do much there, and honestly, you're not there for very long.
As with Juneau, your visit to Ketchikan will be in the morning only. You could visit the famous Creek Street and grab lunch, which is what we did.
It's a famous whorehouse there too. Or with some planning, you can plan to go visit Misty Fjords National Monument. They offer flight seeing and boat tours. We totally missed out on this opportunity. We didn't do any research ahead of time until we got there and we realized that this is a thing you could do.
Yeah.
You do technically have enough time to do it, but you have to plan it ahead of time and go through like a private company to plan it. But look into it. It's supposed to be even more beautiful than Dawes Glacier.
If you left from Seattle, your final stop is going to be in Victoria, British Columbia. So this stop is at night from like around 8 p.m. to about midnight, which is just enough time for you to grab dinner, maybe shop around, see a couple little things, and then go back to the ship.
Honestly, the cruise lines only stop here to satisfy an old maritime law. So there you have it. Enjoy some Canadian dinner.
Once you arrive back in Seattle, you might have some time to kill before your flight home.
If that's the case, we highly recommend visiting the Space Needle. It's really a whole experience. You start with the Chihuly Glass and Garden exhibit down at the bottom, then you can take an elevator up to the top of the Needle, you can watch sunset from up there. Plan to spend a couple hours here before grabbing dinner. It's a cool spot.
Absolutely. So if you've made it this far, you must like the video.
So go ahead and click those like and subscribe buttons. It really goes a long way for us. We hope the information in this video helps you plan the best possible Alaska adventure for you and your family. Have a great time in Alaska and continue to follow us along as we continue our National Park Blitz next week in Olympic National Park.
Ooh.